The fitness industry is fucked. And let me explain why. And before I start coming across like I hate the industry and wish I wasn't in it and I start slagging it off, let me just make it clear that there are a lot of good positives and it is a great industry to be in when you're surrounded by the right people and the right people are doing it for the right reasons. Because there are a lot of coaches, a lot of trainers out there that do generally care about making a difference and do generally care about improving and changing people's lives and love what they do. But in more recent times, the fitness industry on social media has become extremely saturated, with every man and his dog calling themselves an online coach. You've got people that have done a photo shoot once that now call themselves an online coach. You've got people that came 12th in their one and only ever bodybuilding show, now call themselves an online coach. And you've got many 18, 19, 20-year-olds with next to no life experience telling you just to eat more protein or film themselves walking around a supermarket, telling you to avoid this and avoid that. And so what social media has become within the fitness industry is just this endless pit of people producing the same content, copying each other's ideas, and just producing mass amounts of nonsense, because for the large part, that's what the majority of the content is. And so you go to bed at night with the words calorie deficit, protein, steps, cardio ringing in your ears, because becoming an online coach is one of these occupations, one of these industries where there is no regulation and you don't need any qualifications as such. And quite literally anybody can create an Instagram page and put the title online coach in their bio and start charging clients money for their services. And within all this mass produced content that is on social media, the large majority of it is a load of nonsense. You've got coaches that are telling you you can get in the shape of your life without giving up the food you love, which makes you believe that you can eat chocolate, cake, crisp, pizzas, burgers, and still drop body fat. And whilst to a point that is true, because as long as you're in a calorie deficit, you will drop body fat. Trying to be in a calorie deficit, eating crisp, chocolate, cakes, burgers, pizza, etc., is like trying to drive a car with your eyes shut. Because yes, you can technically do it, but at some point you're going to crash, and you're going to crash relatively soon, because the foods that you are consuming are not only very, very calorie dense, which are going to take up a large majority of your daily calories when you are in a deficit, but also too, they don't fuel your body with the kind of stuff that it needs in order to make fat loss sustainable and long term. The foods you're consuming that are your favorite foods are heavily processed, which means that they're going to impact your digestion. So you're going to feel bloated a lot of the time. It's going to impact the quality of your sleep. So if you're not sleeping well enough, you're not going to get enough rest and recovery. And that's going to trigger hormones like ghrelin to make you feel even hungrier in the morning. But also, three, because you become tired and lethargic and you have no energy levels from consuming these foods, you don't move your body an awful lot, whether that's consciously or subconsciously. You're not going to have the energy to go and have a really amazing gym session. You're not going to have the energy to want to go for a walk. All you're going to want to do is just slump on the sofa and just turn to those high sugary foods because you feel like you need a bit of an energy boost, a bit of a pick me up. And so this vicious cycle continues of you trying to lose weight without giving up the food you love, because you've listened to a lot of these coaches that have no idea and who aren't even in the shape of their lives themselves. And I, for one, believe that whilst you don't need to be in the most elite shape to know what you're talking about, a coach and a trainer's physique is resemblance of their lifestyle, is resemblance of the things that they do on a day-to-day basis. And the coaches that tell you you can get in the shape of your life without giving up the food you love aren't even in great shape themselves. And that's not mean to be body shaming and self-critical, but it is true. They don't have low levels of body fat. They don't see their abs. They don't have a pump on when they go to the gym. And they don't have the body that you're probably wanting to aspire to have yourself. And when you look at those trainers and those coaches that are in elite condition, that are in great shape, that do have bicep veins and do get quad pumps and do or are able to see their abs all year round, those people aren't eating the foods that they love continuously. They are knowing that they have to give up those foods because that's what it takes to get in that great shape. And those coaches that tell you you can get in the shape of your life without giving up the foods you love are just saying all of that in an attempt to try and get you as a customer, because you'll see these posts and you'll see this content and you'll think, oh, well, that's amazing. I'm already doing that already, and that sounds like it's easy. That fat loss is easy, but those people themselves aren't doing that because they're not in great shape. And so one of two things happens: is you sign up with this coach after 8, 10, 12 weeks and you realize actually you can't get in great shape without giving up the food you love, because you're not giving up the food you love and you're not in great shape and you're not seeing any results. Or two, these coaches start feeding you what actually you need to hear, and they start telling you will have to cut out this and you will have to sacrifice that. And so you then realize actually what you've signed up for isn't what you thought you were signing up for. It's something completely different. And they've just been producing this content and these reels and these posts on social media in an attempt to lure you in to make you feel that fat loss is easy, when actually it's not. Because if it was so easy and so straightforward, then absolutely everyone would be walking around in really good shape. And alongside all of this, you've got content creators that have been able to gain such a large following based on lies and deceitful behavior. And yes, Malibu Fitness, I'm talking about you, because this guy portrayed that he was this really nice guy, this kind, caring soul, that went through such a tragic experience. And yet, as more recent times have shown, that's not been the case at all. Now, look, with Malibu Fitness, I give him credit for serving and fighting for his country, right? He's doing something that a large majority of us wouldn't be brave enough to do. But he started off with this lie, made up this full story, which when you deep it is actually quite savage, because he would have had fellow brothers and sisters that he would have fought with that probably would have gone through an experience like that, or even worse, lost their lives. And yet he created this false narrative that gained a following off the back of it through sympathy and empathy. And whilst he would have had numerous opportunities to disclose that what he had said wasn't to be the case, it's taken someone to find out that actually what he's built his following on isn't true whatsoever. And he's just produced one apology video, and it's like all is forgotten. That we shouldn't be outing him for what he said and what he's done. We should just continue with it. And when you look at his content now, and maybe this is me being a bit bitter, and people will say I'm just being bitter or jealous or whatever, right? And that's by the by. But his followers and his audience and the people that support him are continuing to support him as if nothing's ever happened. And for me, when you look at the fitness industry and you look at what a coach should be and how a coach should act, when you're signing up clients who are wanting to make a change to their physique, and it's extremely sensitive. They have suffered and struggled with for an awfully long time with their body image. They have low levels of confidence. They're very self-conscious. The way they look and the way they feel about how they look has affected so many different aspects of their life. When they're coming to you as a coach to help them overcome that and to change how they feel and how they look, they are making an investment. And we live in a time now where finances are very tight, right? There has been, there currently is, and there probably will be another economic crisis, particularly with fuel prices going up and what's happening in places like Iran and whatnot. A lot of people don't have the disposable income to invest in a coach to help them with their physique goals. So when these people are making an investment, they are putting an awful lot of trust in you to help them get that result, to help them go from A to B, and to help them be able to maintain a really healthy and good physique long term. And within that trust needs to be from that client that they can trust you to get them that result. And I've always believed that as a coach, as a trainer, people need to know, like, and trust you. They need to know who you are as an individual, what you stand for, what your beliefs are, what your hobbies are, so you can actually have a conversation outside of health and fitness and calories and protein. And then they need to also like you as a person, like your personality, like how you come across, like the things that perhaps you like. And of course, they then need to be able to trust you as well, to trust you to be able to get them that result. If you're someone that's able to lie about things, and that lie might not be have anything to do with the client or link back to that client, But if you're someone that's able to lie on social media and create such a, like I said, a deep and savage lie, what's to say that you wouldn't lie about certain aspects within that coach client relationship? And so for me, I would just struggle to trust that person. Not only do we have the fitness industry on social media filled with a lot of people that just spout the wrong and misleading information because they've got no idea what they're talking about, or they're just trying to simply lure you in to get your money. There are also people that are willing to make up such horrible and awful lies in an attempt to gain a large following and make money off the back of it. Whilst the fitness industry on social media might be filled with all of these people that are not in it for the right reasons, or will give you the wrong information and won't make a difference to your lives, make you feel that everyone is the same, I can be proud enough to say that I'm not like that. That I take great pride in the clients that I work with. I take great pride in the results that I get. And whilst I might not have a large following on Instagram, whilst I might not have that many subscribers on YouTube, I know for me that I'm providing value to the people that I work with, and I will continue to strive to become the best coach that I possibly can, and will continue to produce content that is providing value and giving you the truth about what it takes when it comes to getting in shape. I practice what I preach. I'm going through my own goals and my own transformations and stepping on stage this year and documenting every single aspect of that to show you what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and how I'm doing it. And I will never ever back away or back down from my values, because whilst it might have been a mistake that I've made in the past, the years of experience that I've got within this industry have opened my eyes to the sort of people that are in it and the sort of person I want to become and the sort of coach that I want to become.